everybody. Let me just see if this worked out here this morning, or if Facebook again gives me some hard time. No, on the connection. Let me just see if I'm there. Yes, looks like this. Okay, great. Good morning, everybody. I hope you had a lovely weekend. I'm not too sure how the weather was at your place, but here it was really, really warm. I jumped into the pool, and I'm only doing this when it's really warm. The water, I think the water was over 28 degrees. It starts so that I feel comfortable with it. Everything else is just too cold for me. So, I see there are a couple of people in there. Just confirm, please, that you can hear and see me. And then we will also dive into it. This is not a really exciting topic. I know all entrepreneurs definitely do not like to think about these things, but it is absolutely important to run your business, and even more important, if you want to raise capital, you need to be compliant. There is no way around it. So let's just see. Can anybody hear and see me? Just send me some comments, please. Yes, and maybe also let me know from where you are listening and viewing this webinar. That would be absolutely lovely. I still can't see any comments. Can you hear me? That is absolutely funny here. And let me just see. Please confirm that you can hear me. Yes, we can see and hear you. Nukululeko, thanks very much. The only one who is here a little bit engaged this morning and already awake and ready for this week. Great. So let me quickly introduce myself and then we dive into this topic. My name is Dagmar Breiling-Marais. I'm the CEO and funding strategist here at Funding Connection. We assist entrepreneurs raising capital. We do that through lots of advisory, drafting business plans, financial forecast, feasibility studies, in some cases pitch decks, and also company profiles. Always depends on what our clients really need. Nana can hear me. Itumeleng from Iverton, you can hear me. Lovely. Nkabe, good morning. Yes, okay, so I can see there are a couple of people there. That is great. And then the last step, we definitely also assist with the full application process. That means we determine what is your best options, compiling the documentations, filling out the forms. Most important, this is all profound, I would say, but the most important part is definitely before you submit, you're going through all the documentations and making sure everything is consistent. Yeah, can't be that the business plan says A and the application document says B, and the application form says B and the document submitted says C. Yeah. David, good morning. Okay, so that is, so now we are talking about compliance and why it is so important if you want to raise capital, because all government institutions, all commercial banks, each and every funder, they just want to prevent that you are getting the money and getting closed down, then either way by SARS, by the Department of Health and Safety, or I have no idea by anybody else. Yeah? Malene, good morning. Okay. Serami, good morning. Okay. So, and let me just explain to you why this is so important. I remember one story that was already years ago. So somebody wanted, they were running chicken wholesale venture. And I remember when we drafted the business plan for them, and so they had everything in place. It was so great. So they had the suppliers, okay, so where they got the chicken from, because that was big farms, but it was from his family. They had the customers. They had already, they wanted now to set up a cold room and packaging facility, and they needed a couple of vehicles to then distribute these chicken into the area where he was staying, okay? And he had nice offtake agreements also with restaurants, some smaller shops and all these things, yeah? So, and I remember what I said, because when we were talking about the location, he told me it is in the middle of a residential area. And my concern was, if you want to set that up professionally, you need to be in a commercial, it needs to be commercially zoned. And he said, yes, no, that's not a problem, I'm working on it, that will be done. So I think no, we were not even able to raise the capital, because then we were closer to submitting everything, and then he called me and he said, Dagmar, we were shut down. I was not able to change this into commercial zoning, my area, and that meant is that I'm not able to do that there. So I said, okay, so make sure you find a different location, just to so that we then can change the business plan, you know, because the business model stays the same, it's just a different location where he then needs to start again, yeah. So, and this is why these things are so important. You don't want to be shut down by it always depends on compliance. There are standard compliance, what we all need to obey. And I understand that we are entrepreneurs, you know, we are hands-on, we are making short decisions, quick decisions, and we just want to move forward into the right direction. And all these things with SARS and the Department of Labor and or the Department of Health here, we just had them last year, and checking that we are all above board. We are, of course. So, but still, it's annoying, you know, and it feels like it takes your time away from the things you really need to concentrate on. But on the other side, I must say the questions that the Department of Health, the officer asked me, does my staff has access to water? Yes, of course. Do they have access to proper ablution facilities? Yes, of course. But when they asked me these questions, I understood why they were so worried, and also needed to check for the safety and health of employees to make sure that they are working in a safe environment. And I also can imagine, you know, we are just an office here, but if you are a manufacturer or and there are really health and safety hazards, this is something else. And I feel definitely responsible for my team here. I also feel responsible for visitors coming into my office, and I of course want to make sure that everybody is safe here. And so on one side I understand that they need to do this, we all need to obey. There are always some black sheep, they tried to do shortcuts, and then you know, so for me this is common sense, but obviously there are always black sheep out there, and they destroy these things for everybody. So now we need to have all these checklists. We have a health and safety folder like this, needs to be updated. I don't even know, every year. I think it needs to be updated every year. So, and you know, so these are the things that are annoying on one side. I totally agree. On the other side, we just want to make sure that everything is above board, and it is important, specifically also if you want to raise capital, it doesn't matter from whom, all people, all financiers will ask you and make sure that you are compliant, yeah? And that includes compliance with SOX, are your staff UIF registered? Do you pay the COID? So if there is an accident with any of your staff, that they are covered and they are taken care of. Yes, of course, that you're paying UIF for everybody, that they are that your team is registered with UIF, and then your business must be able to cover all these expenses, yeah. And let me tell you what we're doing here in South Africa is, I wouldn't say minimum, but it's in the middle of what I experienced in Germany. It goes up there. Some of the businesses decided, these rules and regulations are so ridiculous. It's not worth my while. I'm closing my business. Yeah, and we of course do not want this here to happen in South Africa. I understand there are some hurdles, and it feels like to jump through hoops and loops. I totally agree, yes, but it's for your safety, it's for the safety of your staff, and we want to make sure that everything is properly done. So we have the UIF, we have the Department of Health, and Safety, we have the COID. Let me just see if I can't remember the proper word for it. I would also, I have a list here, so I'm just going through it. If you want to be registered with the Central Supplier Database, because if you do that, every person who wants to use you are sure that you are above board, that you have a tax clearance certificate, otherwise it is flagged, and people know they are only using suppliers, they are compliant. We of course here have the specific requirements regarding the BBBEE compliance, so everybody below 10 million rand is exempt in any case. We are all level 4, but above you need to then have agency, and I'm just, there are number one, there are consultant, BE consultant, they can help you how to achieve a specific BE level, and then there are the people, they do the certification, so you can't use the same, it's 2 different companies you need to use, okay? We have the Consumer Protection Act, that's what we all also enjoy. We want to be sure that whatever service or products we are buying, we are safe. We have the labor laws, the unemployment insurance fund, yes, and here that's the workman's compensation, that is the fund. Then we have the compensation for occupational injuries and diseases, that's the COIDA, okay? So, and they are definitely also there just to make sure if something happens that our team members and staff members are covered. We have some skills development levies that depends also on the size of your business when you need to pay. Then we have the health and safety policies, that's what I'm talking about. And then also the latest one is the POPI Act, just to make sure that all the documents, the information you have from your clients, and also from your staff, of course, are safe. Resolute. I will send you later the contact details, that's not a problem. Resolute. I'm not too sure, everybody else is saying they can hear me. So it may be, and you see I'm using here, and it's on green, I'm using here my big mic, that should work. Let me just go a little bit closer, maybe that helps a little bit for you. Okay, so, and government institutions, definitely financiers will check. They want to be sure, they will ask for tax clearance certificate. In some cases, they want you to be registered with the central supplier database, because then they can check if you are compliant. Okay, so it is lots of legwork you need to do. I totally understand this. Do the things when you are growing, do the things as you grow, and then you add on, you know. So you know that I'm not South African, so when I started my business, I just, whenever I came across some of the rules and regulations, I just implemented them. Yeah, and I said, okay, so now we have a couple of staff, what else do we need to know, need to register now for, and I've done this. We compiled a book, it's only 99 Rand, and where you can definitely have a look at it. Let me just find this here in my shop, and so that you always know, okay, these are the things. What I mentioned just now are all the normal rules and the normal compliance things you need to have in place. But there are also lots of compliance for different industries. Yeah? So, and if you are in, I don't know, if you're working with some hazardous things, you of course need to make sure that what are the rules and regulations here, what permits do I need, yeah? So, and this is important so that you then just have that in place. Sorry, I can't find this book. I will put the link in later on. I don't want to interrupt here. Okay, Clementine. Okay, I'm sorry. Everybody else? Can you just confirm, please? We have 24 people in there, so there are only 2. I know sometimes it is. Okay, let me talk now. Is this better for you? I just want to make sure that you can hear me nicely. I just turned it on to, I think, full volume. So I can't see anything there. Okay, let me just talk and just wait until anybody is commenting there. So, still much better. Okay, yes, that's perfect. Yay! Okay, thanks very much for your feedback. I will keep that in mind. Clementine also says it's much better. Okay, great. So make sure, think about where on your way you are. Okay, so when do you need, you only need to pay UIF when you have staff. Okay, so you only need to have COIDA when you have staff employed. Department of Health, I'm not too sure if there is a threshold from when you definitely need to have a big file like this, and somebody coming in, and in our kitchen it's plastered with checklist and information for our staff here so that they are all informed. I think nobody really read through it, but if the health inspector is coming, we can say it's there, okay? So, and you know what? We are an office. All our team members, of course, know what happens if there is a fire, exits and all these things. I understand this, and that is important, and you need to have that in place, yeah? But if you have a factory and you're managing a factory, then health and safety plays a different role than in an office, yeah? So have a look what is relevant to you, and because I'm not too sure about you, but if anything would happen to my staff because I was negligent, I think is the right word, then I would definitely have problems to sleep at night. Yeah, and we do not want this to happen. We want to make sure that everybody is safe. And so and if somebody's losing their job, that they are able to apply for UIF. I heard that so many times. People are deducting then UIF, but they don't transfer the money to SARS. So yes, don't do these things. So it is specifically that the BE is important for you if you want to apply for funding. And then the other one is definitely the tax certificate, and it's a PIN now, so that is important. You need to have an income tax number. If you are over R1 million, you need to be VAT registered. So all these things, financiers expect this. So I remember I had an application where somebody said I need 10 million. They had a sales of, I don't know, 5 million rand a year or something like this. I said, where's your VAT number? Oh no, we don't have one. I said, please fix that first before we even go into the application process. That will be red flagged immediately, and we don't want this. Yeah. Nkululeko, how does Funding Connection assist businesses from start-up to development stages? Okay, so what I will do is, let me just send you the one link. The easiest way is definitely contact us, yeah? And you can do that on our website, fundingconnection.co/contact. And Kamal is there now on the other side, yeah, and she will ask you some questions. Doesn't matter if you're a startup or an expansion, she will ask you some questions, and then she will be able to tell you, okay, this would be your next step, yeah. And it can be that we say, okay, we are able to assist you, this is your next step, this is what we can do for you. In some cases we also say, this is your next step, we can't help you, but you can get some support there. And it can also be that we're highlighting some challenges you will face, yeah, and we will be able to tell you, we will not take this on. The chances to raise capital for this specific venture is just too small, but you keep in mind these will be your challenges. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Just contact us. There was somebody else before who wanted to ask for some contact details. That's absolutely not a problem. They please can then just contact Kamal now. You know that Brent left us. He started his own business. I'm holding thumbs here all the time for him. And so that everything goes well there on his part. We have somebody new here. Her name is Cherise. She is our new administrator here, and I'm sure we will make sure that we introduce her also on our website. We have another intern. We have 2 new interns here at the moment. It's Mkati. He studies accounting. He is helping with the financial forecast and the business plans. And we also hired Tyler. He studies law at the university here in Durban, and he's also helping with research. He is helping with the business plans. So we are definitely well set up here. And Emmanuel, where are your offices located? Our offices are in Durban in Hillcrest. That is our head office. We have a consultant in Johannesburg, in Benoni. Marcus at the moment, again, looking out for a new venue. It's always a problem with these, how are they called? These virtual offices, or where you can rent an office for a certain amount, for an hour or something like this, for some meetings. I don't want him to do meetings in any of the coffee shops or something like this. So that is definitely not what what I want you to experience, and we are just looking for that. Yeah? Okay. So, is there anything else what you want to see or hear from me here at the moment? Okay. What's happening here? Okay, so let me just see. Malila, what can I do for you? What are the aspects to include in the business plan under environmental regulations, specifically when you're producing goods in a factory or processing plant? Beside health and safety, what other aspects should one comply? Okay, so it always depends on, of course, of your industry. Yeah, so this is really, really industry specific. It depends really what you want to do there about. Maybe there is HACCP if you want to do anything regarding food. There are some specific regulations. If you do anything regarding pharmaceutical aspects and medication, there are some specific regulations. Yeah, and the environmental impact assessment is different. It's before you even start. Yeah, let's say you want to start a petrol station, you definitely need to have an environmental impact assessment, and they will tell you, okay, what you need to have in place to be allowed to set up the petrol station. Or you have a chicken farm, and if you are above, I can't remember, 2,000 chicken, I think, you also need to have a plan how to get rid of the waste, yeah, so that you do not impact the environment. Nana, very informative. Thanks. David, the address for the Benoni office, if you go to our website, let me just have a look here. There are our consultations. Like I said, Mark is at the moment looking for it. So there you can book online with him, yeah. Keep in mind we are at the moment in the process to change the location. As soon as we have a new one, we will definitely let you know. We have some plan Bs here at the moment, so you know, South Africans, that's something what I love. You always have some plan B, Cs and Ds. So in place, because the specific office is just, the office block is closed. They don't do this anymore, so but then we just have a look at it. Yeah? Okay, so is there anything else I can do for you? Let me just see, there were some other questions here. Turnaround time, Nkulu, Leko, 2 to 3 months. Okay, Emmanuel, how much does it cost to prepare a business plan? Our mini business plan starts from 3,000 Rand. That is good enough for everything up to 400,000. Yeah? The more money you want, the more details you need to have in a business plan. Yeah? So that is definitely where we're starting. Okay, yes, great. I think that's it. If you see this later, please feel free to just contact us. You can also book, of course, a meeting with me or Mark, and or you just can contact us, and Kamal is able to guide you there. You can, of course, also use our Facebook Messenger here. Please use the Funding Connection one. Don't use my personal one, the one I'm not really checking on a regular basis, so that my team is able to answer and guide you. Yeah, I'm wishing you an absolutely successful new week. We definitely see us next week, Monday again. Take good care. Bye.